Welcome to day 25. It's pretty cool. It snowed today, so I got to use the snow, heavy, wet snow, as my outdoor workout. So, a couple things I wanted to talk about today. First of all, I was reading the Lives of the Stoics by Ryan Holiday and Stephen Hanselman. There were a couple of Stoics that I was reading about today. A couple of them that were Augustus's, which was the first Roman emperors, because Caesar didn't quite make it there. Interesting. I love reading about history. But after the two Stoics that were the advisors, essentially, to different degrees, to Augustus, there was this other one called, this name is, I'm sorry, I'm maybe a child still, but it's still kind of a funny name. Just bear with me. Agrippinus, and it's spelled Agrippinus. Now, I would have thought it would be Agrippinus or Agrippinus, but they provide the breakdown of the pronunciation at the beginning of each chapter, and it's Agri-P Nus. Anywho, let's get past the name. I know people would get crazy about it. I had a good laugh when I first read it. But anywho, there was this concept that he talks about with character, how it is essentially that character is the decision maker. And this relates to, which is funny because I was just sitting here thinking, what am I going to talk about today? What have I been struggling with? And making a decision is probably the main thing I've been struggling with right now. And maybe someday I'll talk about more details of that once I've made the decision and see some results. But I really like this because what he's talking about is basically there was this one Stoic philosopher that was, I think, the third in the book. And he was Aristo, the challenger. He was kind of against providing answers to all the little questions of what to do in this scenario and that scenario. And he's like, no, we don't need to waste our time with this. Like, tell people that living a virtuous life, like virtue is it. It's either virtue or not. It's black and white. There's no gray area. Which I don't really agree with, but still, this is where Agrippinus kind of was in the same line of thinking with Aristo, in that just do the virtuous thing because that's the right thing to do. And that's kind of where he talks about, I read about a paragraph from this book because it puts it pretty plainly. To Agrippinus, there should be no hemming and hawing about the right thing. There should be no weighing of options. In quotes, he who once sets himself about such considerations, Epictetus said about Agrippinus, and goes to calculating the worth of external things, approaches very near to those who forget their own character. Character is fate, is how Heraclitus, one of the Stoics' favorite influences, put it. That was true for Agrippinus, as it had been for Aristo long ago on Cato too. He believed that only character decided difficult matters, and did so clearly and cleanly. No calculating, no consideration was necessary. The right thing was obvious. Now, what this immediately struck in my mind is I have a really good friend who's also doing 75 hard with me, and one of his takeaways that he had, just funny, he just hit us up one day. He's like, give me your 3 takeaways. And it's like, dude, I didn't even finish. Like, I restarted. Like, give me some time. But I think one of the things that he had was just, I guess, a guiding principle that he operates by is he's very good at making decisions. And this is something area I just suck at. I mean, give me a Cheesecake Factory menu and come back in an hour and I'll still be like, do I want the orange chicken or do I want this, I don't know, salmon dish? But he's very good at making those decisions, and he just kind of, I swear it's a skill or it's a talent that if I could bless my future children with any one thing, decision making, being decisive might be it. And it does get a little bit hard. This is where there's gray areas when you have life decisions to make, like, do I choose this path versus this path, which is one of the things I think is one of the biggest things that plagues people of our generations, the ones my generation and the ones earlier, because I'm millennial, which for years I've hated to be associated with millennials just because of all the baggage that comes with, but it is what it is. I fall into this time frame of when I was born, and there's, I don't even know, Gen Z and something else maybe what comes next. It's not Gen Y. It's all over the place. I don't understand who makes those decisions, but the younger generations, I feel like it's one of the modern afflictions, and more so in, as I've mentioned in the past, I don't want to say advanced societies, but like first world problems, kind of. Oh wow, you have the poor mishap of having to decide what to do with your life. Boo-hoo. But it's freaking overwhelming, man. Especially if you're interested in so many things. I've faced this issue on so many fronts in my life, so many times. I always question whether or not I made the right decision, and I still do. So that's honestly one of the biggest things that I wrestle with right now. It's part of what this channel is. I want to give back. I want to participate in the community and not just, for example, like sit behind a desk and do some kind of job like that. It's potentially high paying, lucrative, but is that fulfilling? And do I just chase the money, or do I try to do something that maybe, even if I suck at right now, like this is terrible. These are absolutely terrible. My intro video, I think, is worse than everything else, and I put the most effort into that, filming it multiple times, whereas all of these are just one takes. But yeah, do I chase something that I might suck at, but I can pour my passion into, and that I know is not just a passion, like it's not like baseball, I'm trying to help people in some way. And I don't have all the answers, I know that, but I feel like I can help guide people in some way. And there's definitely some ways where I do have a lot of expertise, like with fitness and nutrition, but it's tough, man, and I don't have an answer. But when it comes down to those little decisions, this is what I was thinking when I read that first, is, man, like when you wake up and you told yourself, or you told other people even, that I'm gonna go to the gym in the morning, as opposed to maybe doing it later in the day, most likely not doing it, or just going in and half-assing it because it's later in the day and I'm exhausted. When it comes down to making those decisions in the moment, I like the idea, and this like really hit something in my brain of, well, who are you? What is your character? Per Agrippinus's, that name is just so hard to say and not reflect on. But yeah, what is your character? Like, who are you in that moment? And remembering that, I think. Remembering who you want to be in those moments of making even small decisions. Like when I go and do the cold plunge in the morning, I just pull cold water from the bath and then jump in. But sometimes it's like back and forth, back and forth. Should I go clean my glasses? Oh yeah, there's a little smudge. I take my glasses off when I get in. Like, dude, shut up, do it. That's what it comes down to in those moments, is what is your character? So I thought that was pretty sweet. That's all we got for today. I'm going to go watch my buddy's dogs jump in their sauna because they have an infrared. I haven't done those in a long time, probably like 2 years. So that'll be sweet. And I'll see you guys tomorrow, day 26. Maybe more shoveling because there's apparently still more snow coming. Bye-bye.